Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Millennium Science. I'm Mangalam Bajpayee, and today we are going to study plant and animal tissue. This is part two of my first video, and in this video, we are going to study about animal tissue. This video is going to be very interesting because completely this video you can completely relate with your own body. You can understand how is your tissue. Okay, you can understand your tissue, a dog's tissue, a cow tissue, or all animals tissue. Okay, so let's start with this chapter. Okay, so what is animal tissue? Animal tissue is the tissue of any animal, any kind of animal. We are talking about the tissue of an animal. You know that tissue is made up of cells. The group of cells comprises together and form tissue. Okay, this is a quite recap. What is the tissue? So, animal tissue is classified into four parts: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue. You can see here, epithelial tissue is is what its function. It's mentioned over here. You can see all the four functions of four tissues. Okay. In epithelial tissue, you can see that it is function of covering of what, covering of your body. Okay, so epithelial tissue is used for covering. Connective tissue is used for supporting your body structure. Okay, and muscular tissue main purpose is contractile. Okay, contractile means when it's contract and release back to its place so that it can move from person one place to another. It is main motto is to locomote. Locomote means to movement of an of individual. Okay, and nervous tissue is has a function of message conveying. Okay, so what kind of message conveying? Whenever you have seen or feel, whenever you touch any hot thing, and immediately in the reflex you have taken back your hand from that hot thing. How it happens? It happens just because of the message is conveyed from your mind to your hand to take out your hand or take away your hand from that thing. Okay, this is message conveying. Okay, so now we are going to study each of these four types of animal tissues. Okay, in detail. Let's start with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissues form a thin protective layer. Okay, it forms a thin protective layer and covers the surface of the body, forms a lining of various body cavities and inner organs. Okay, the basic function of epithelial tissue is to cover the surface of the body, and it also covers the body cavity with internal organs. Epithelial tissues are mainly of four types. One of them is squamous epithelial. It is thin and flattened and polygonal cells. Okay, these cells are covered. These cells are always present in the outer layer of the skin, and the purpose of this cells or this epithelial tissue, squamous epithelium, is for the protection. Okay, and you can see the second type of epithelial tissue is cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epitheliums composed of cube-like cells. The shape of the cells are cubes. Okay, they are basically found in the inner walls of the kidney. Okay, where wherever the absorption is the main function, absorption, to absorb something. Okay, absorption where the function is absorption, there we can see this cuboidal epithelium. Okay, The next kind of epithelium is columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium is vertically arranged, tall and cylindrical and column-like cells. These are present in stomach and intestine, inner lining of stomach and intestine. The basic function of these kind of cells is secretory. Wherever the cells has to function to secrete anything, just like our stomach has to secrete some kinds of acids, or intestine has to secrete some kinds of things. There is we can found this columnar epithelium. Okay, now we are going to talk about ciliated epithelium. The ciliated epithelium is just like communal epithelium. They just have a cilia developed in its surface. Okay, in the surface they have cilia. So we can found this type of epithelium in the windpipe and oviduct. Okay, the function of this is slashing and moving the substance. Okay, so here you can see this is a squamous epithelium. This is the simple structure of squamous epithelium. This is the cuboidal epithelium. You can see these are in cube forms. They are present in the cube forms. This is communal epithelium, and this is ciliated epithelium. Okay, you can see that it is same like communal epithelium, but they have a cilia present over here. Here like structure of finger like projections are present over there. Okay, next we are going to talk about connective tissues. Now connective tissues you can understand by its name, as just I have told you about. The connective tissues are basically purpose is for support. Okay, they used to support the human body or animal body. Okay, so connect various tissues and organs, as well as provide support to different organs to keep them in proper position. Basic function is to support the organism. Okay, and these are three kinds of connective tissues. So first one is supportive connective tissue. The supportive connective tissues is of two types. One is cartilage and one is bone. Cartilage is the covered end of the bones and gives supports to certain organs like nose, ear, and pipes. So you can feel this cartilage uh, s- kind of supportive connective tissue. You can touch your ear, the outermost part of the ear, which is more flexible, and you can fold it and it revert back to its position. This is the cartilaginous supportive connective tissue. Okay, next one is bone. Bone is main supportive structure of vertebrates. Vertebrates are those organisms which have vertebral columns. Okay, which have vertebral columns, they are considered as vertebrates. Okay, so bones have the supportive structure. Basically one of the individual or one of the human is supported by a bones only. They have a specialized structure to support them or to keep them rigid. What kind of this structure is, that is bones. So you can see these bones are made up of hard matrix of calcium and phosphorus salt. That's why your mother always told you to drink milk, because the milk contains calcium. Okay, so you drink milk and your bones will be more healthy. Okay, so next type of connective tissue is fibrous connective tissue. It serves as packing and binding of most of the organs. They are mostly four types: alveolar tissues, adipose tissues, tendons, and ligaments. Alveolar tissue binds our skins to underlying tissue. The basic function is to bind the skin to the tissue which is present under the skin. Okay, adipose tissue is the tissue where the cells filled with fatty globules. Fatty globules means where there is a fat available, there is adipose tissue is present. Okay, tendon. Tendon is the connect. It connects the muscles to the bone at the joints. Joints, you can understand whenever the bones or muscles joins together, we can get there a tendon. Okay, and then we have a ligament. In ligament, you can see that bone to bone, when a bone and a bone joins together, there is a joint. Okay, and the joint is connected by a ligament. Whenever you can see your hand, in your hand, one there is a connection of bones, and wherever there is a connection of bones, there is a ligament. Okay, then next is the last part of connective tissue is fluid connective tissue. It is basically to transport the substance. Okay, and it is of two types. One is blood and another is lymph. The blood is the cellular and liquid part of the body. The liquid part is plasma and cellular part is RBC and WBC and platelets. Okay, lymph surrounds the body cells and contains leukocytes and WBCs. Okay, in lymph they contains only leukocytes and WBCs. They do not have RBCs and platelets. Okay, so let's move to the muscular tissues. Muscular tissues forms the muscles of the body. Muscles can contract and relax. Okay, the main purpose is to contract and relax so that a person help to move and locomote. Locomote means to move one place to another or to move your body parts. Okay, wherever you can rotate or you can uh, uh, stretch your body. Okay, you can make its movement. There is muscles present. Okay, there are three types of muscular tissues. One is striated. The striated found attached to the bone and under the control of individual wills. Whenever to understand the striated muscles, you can understand whenever you want to move your hand, legs, or any kind of things or arms, there is a present striated muscles. Okay, it contains 40% of your body weight, like arms, legs, face, neck. Okay, and etc. Unstraighted muscles are controls uh, that cannot be controlled by you or that individual will. Okay, these composed of slender and tapered cells. Okay, these muscles are present in iris of eyes and urinary bladder of urinary bladder wall. Okay, then last comes cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are straighted and short. They are branch found in inner wall of heart, and basically they are present in the heart. Okay, and they never tired in the person's lifetime, means they never get tired of. So this is the diagram of this unstraighted muscles, this is straighted muscles, and this is cardiac muscles. Okay, now this is, let's talk about nervous tissue. Nervous tissues are elongated and elongated, and they are called as neurons. Okay, and they are present in nervous system. This is the typical neuron. This is dendrites, this is nucleus, and this is axons. And in the axons, each axons connect each other and transfers the message to each to the individual. Okay, so there are some questions. Please do it and comment the answers in the comment section below. So I will check it and give the correct answers. Okay. So thank you so much. Like, share, and subscribe if you like it. And stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye. Meet you soon. Okay.